Guys, welcome back to another video. So the last time we came here, we spoke about the YT Creators Awards, the bad side of it, and today we are here to at least look at the advantages as well, but we'll still go to the one CD thing. That one there, oh my days. Guys, welcome.
Thank you, man.
Okay, so the last time we didn't finish, we have to continue. Who is starting?
I think we'll agree Kofi starts.
We are continuing from which side? I don't remember exactly where it ended, so maybe just
where do we stop?
Okay, these guys are putting me on the spot. Now let's look at let's start with the advantages, the rest will come. So Kofi, I want us to look at advantages of this awards thing in Ghana, like in general.
Advantages. When you ask of advantages to which side? The one who got the award or the one who is organizing? Because when it comes to those organizing, there is plenty of advantages. Catching, a lot is happening on that side. In terms of those who've been nominated, I'm not sure where the advantages might be. One would argue they get the popularity and the exposure, but that is relative. And if one person out of many people get to move on to get contracts or something of that sort from an award show, does it justify the remaining many people who don't get any use of it or don't benefit from any exposure? It's depending on who you ask, you're going to get different answers. In my case, with this upcoming one, I do not benefit, and there's no advantage for me because, well, my channel is not even good enough to have been nominated in the first place, so I don't get any advantage. But I imagine on the side of the organizers, there's a ton of advantages, like from sponsors to voting money to just name it. And maybe those who were nominated, I don't know what advantages. They will have to up their PR game. If I remember correctly, one of the answers Entamoti gave. So if you're unable to get your PR game going, you might win the award, but it won't serve any use for you. I mean, that's how I see it. The advantages varies. It depends on who you ask.
Okay, so Kofi, the last time you mentioned it, you said you were checking some of the people there. You don't know them on the nominee page. Don't you think because of these awards, now you know some people? So that's an advantage to them. The people nominated?
Well, to be honest, I went through it and you see, it's interesting for you to assume because I went checking, I went like going to each of the content creators to follow them. Because I went checking doesn't mean though I ended up being a subscriber to these creators and watching them. Some of the people I know already on their list, I am already subscribed to them and enjoy watching their content. Some of the categories too are not things that interest me. So those who would have gotten exposure from my side, I am already subscribed to them and they already have my exposure. And I don't know what else exposure they would want to get from me. So I went looking at content creators, but the ones I'm interested in following, I already follow them. So
okay, I get your point, but still we can say one way or the other, it gives some of them exposure, because if we have like thousands of
exposure
Kofi,
to is relative.
Like my example, if we have thousands of Kofi checking them out, at least maybe some 100 will still follow some people. But I'll come back to that. Let's
100,
also get
100 as in 10% going to that page and ending up being subscribers. That is a stretch of an analysis. As in, if that is even possible, like going to an award page and subscribing to 10% of the people. For what reason? I've not watched their video before. I've not. So how do I just jump in and subscribe to them?
Yeah, I get your point, but we'll still come to that. We want to make use of our time today. Ghana.
Okay, in terms of exposure, I think it's a positive thing for both the organizers and then the nominees. Let's look at it. Now, in this case, Kofi went to the awards website and then tried to check some of the categories out. And then those creators who have been nominated that he didn't have maybe a connection with, he decided to check their pages out to see what they do. Now, that multiplied by a couple of people doing the same, that alone is some form of exposure. Even though as a photographer, I don't believe in work for me and let me give you exposure. But in this sense, being nominated already gives you, let's say, a platform to make your statements, because on the day of the awards, I'm sure they are going to project your channel or your name on there. So whoever happens to be at the ceremony gets to hear, of at least gets to hear just your name, knows that, oh, there is this content creator somewhere doing this kind of thing. So let's say for me, I've been nominated in the educational channel category. So somebody goes and be like, oh, this guy does educational stuff, let me check him out. So that alone is a plus. But as Kofi said, it's not exposure unless, of course, it's well used. So on the day, is it just going to be okay and the nominees are, then they just put their names there, or are they going to have a short feature? Let's say, okay, the nominees are, then when they put Ghana near there, they let them know that, okay, Ghana near does so and so and so, he does photography, educational videos, and this and this and that. You get it? So if there is something brief about the nominees, that should be the organizer's way of letting people know. That's the kind of exposure that the nominees should get. Not just that, and the nominees are, then they just mention their names and then it ends there. No, let's have a short feature. Tell people, it can be 10 seconds or something. Let people know what each nominee does on the channel. I think that's what I have to say for now.
Okay. So let's play as well. Then now we dig into it.
Okay, for me, I think exposure is like an impression on YouTube, right? It's you might see their names, you might see their pictures on there, and you might go and check them out, or you might not go and check them out. Either way, I think it's a good thing. I think exposure is a good thing generally because of what we do. There's no way to quantify the results of exposure. You can't, like as Kofi was saying, you can't really tell and say, okay, giving this person this amount of exposure is going to result in any kind of benefit for their channel. But exposure is still a good thing, So yeah, that's how I see it.
Okay, so now back to Kofi. Kofi.
Yeah.
So let's say if you were nominated, won't you accept it?
Question is, why would I accept it?
You will have to tell us.
No, in my case, fortunate enough for me, I'm not popular enough to be nominated for things, but the whole model behind what the person has been nominated for. So there are different, in this context, in how this award is happening, I wouldn't be interested in being nominated and being a part of the show, simply because it takes away from the primary goal of, if people are voting, I would, like I discussed in the previous video, I would expect that funds that my funds are using to try to get me votes, a part of it coming to me. If that is not the case, then how am I benefited? How is the award scheme happening? There are different award schemes, and depending on how it happens, some are based on merit and voting by a group of people, and it's not paid voting, as in we have in this case. In those cases, I would have to consider and see if my values are aligned with whatever award scheme that is happening. In this case, in this Creators Festival Awards thing, I don't think my values are aligned with it yet. Maybe they might change things in the coming future or whatnot.
Yes,
but as it stands now.
Yes, that's what I wanted to tell you. Like, this is the first one, and per award shows, like even VGMAs, they pay to vote. And I think they feel that's the norm. So maybe now that we are raising these concerns in the future, it might change. So don't
No,
you
they are
think
not listening to us. What
They
makes you
are.
think they are listening to you?
they are?
What? No, why? If you say they are, what proof do you have? Like,
They are. If they weren't, like, it Hamati won't come onto our page and start answering some questions.
come on.
Okay, so I think I'll agree with Kofi in this, that yes, they might be listening, but they want to hear a specific thing being said, not necessarily our grievances. Because we didn't say,
And also,
first thing
okay,
is, we didn't say the voting is a problem. Like, when Entamoti came on, he was like, how do we get winners if we don't vote? We never said there shouldn't be voting. That's the first thing. But I believe like an award is one based on merit. If you have to pay to vote, it means you're buying it. The person with the highest amount will take that. And is it still an award, or it's something you've won? It's like a game. You play it and you win. It's not an award. So if you're going to vote, you can still vote and then get the winner, even though the numbers game will still play. But that one CD thing is a killer. It's too much. If it can be reduced, fine. Otherwise, if they still want to maintain the one CD, that the time Entamoti came, he did not even talk about the one CD thing. All he touched on is the fact that I think he understands it, that we said there shouldn't be voting. But even that, I'm looking for an award scheme where there will be no public opinion. They will have a panel, maybe a panel of 10 seasoned people who would, research, look at the works of these people who have been nominated, and then they will decide. There could be public voting just to see public opinion, but that shouldn't determine who should be awarded what. Because if I have a big fan base, by all means, I'll win. Whether I'm doing the right thing or not, my fans will vote for me and I'll win. But then if there is a competent board, that would decide who the right winner, who this award should go to. Not that if I have 2K or 5K, I can just buy the votes and then I become a winner. I won it, yes, because it's a game, but it's not an award.
Okay, so let's play.
Okay.
You wanted to talk?
Yeah. Here's the deal. So, Yemoh mentioned that, the VGMAs and stuff like that, they pay to vote. So that's how they are seeing it. And that's the thing. If you look on the bill, if you look at the organizers, if you look at the people making this whole thing happen, they all belong to the other side of this whole awards thing. If you look at the people, you have people who are involved with the VGMAs. Like Entamoti himself is very involved with, like, entertainment in Ghana in general. So they are looking at it from that angle. Here's the deal. If I win a VGMA award, there's a lot of benefits that comes from winning a VGMA award, because a VGMA award gives me a certain kind of credibility. In this case, I don't see that in this awards, at least not yet, because it's the first year. If it was the third year or fifth year and people now know it, then it will make a lot more sense to pay that kind of money to win the awards and possibly buy the awards, like Ghana has said. But right now, it doesn't make any sense. Like, there's no real benefits to winning the award, which is why the one CD keeps coming up, because it's just too much. It's like the scale is just not balanced enough. If I win the YT Creators Award, I don't like. Entamoti mentioned in the group that he won some award and got deals. I don't think winning a YT Creator Award is going to do anything much for somebody, apart from having a plaque to show their grandchildren. You understand? So that's what I think.
Okay. Also, I think,
and even that, is it that automatic? Like, do we not know
it's
of
not,
people
it's not.
Because he added in his comment that your PR something, as in, just by winning the award automatically does not land you all the contracts. You need to put in the work. So it's not just an automatic thing, say you win an award and all of a sudden your career jumps from 0 to 100.
yes. Also, I'm looking at it this way. Now, we keep making reference to the VGMA and other award schemes. Can't we make a difference? Can't we start something new? You see, can't we just be like, okay, this time we don't want to take people's money to vote. We want to set up a board to, so that this award will be credible. You don't, right now, it's like you've seen the mistakes other people have made when they started, and you're like, media aswanding, let me also make those mistakes and grow with it. You've already seen what happened with the VGMAs, 20 years and beyond. Do you want to start from where they also started? Start yours and let's see the difference. Let's say, okay, I'm starting my award. I am not going to follow what the VGMA is doing. I'm not going to take money from people to vote. I'm not going to rely on public opinion. I'm not going to rely on the nominees' influence to get votes. I'm going to set up my own system to make a difference so that other people will also copy from me, not you copying from what people are already doing, which we are not okay with. You see, when there's an award, everybody say, oh, this award there, they bought it. This award there, they bought it. You want to do the same thing, and then 3-4 years to come, you'll be like, okay, I want to change it. Why don't you have the platform? Why don't you start it now? I'm not sure it will cost them anything. And Timothy said that the 1 CD, he said the 1 CD for the voting can't even cater for the food they are going to provide for the lunch at the first.
Then why are they taking it?
So why are they taking that 1 CD? Why don't you just strip it off?
So here's the thing we are missing. This year, the 1 CD they are taking might not be significant. But in 5 years, if 100,000 people are voting, let's look at the numbers game as we normally say about. Right now, it might appear that, just like he mentioned, the voted amount won't be enough to do pretty much anything. But it's a long-term investment. You are using the opportunity, gather the momentum, and then in the next 2-3 years, the voting is going to be a primary source of money. Why would you want to make something different? A business model that makes money. Why would you want to change it?
And here's the thing. Here's the thing about the YouTube space right now. It's very, very green. It's very, very green. It's still very, very fresh. So what Kofi is saying about in the next 5 years, it will happen. A time will come where there will be 100,000 people with 1 CD ready to vote for their favorite creators, and then there will be a real,
and it's gonna be a bumper harvest at that time. So right now, if he says, oh, the voting isn't going to support anything, well, yes, it's not, because this is your first time. But when it gains momentum, that is going to be a huge sum of part of it. And when voting increases, then it means sponsorship also gets to increase. It's a win-win on every side when you look at this thing. And it's the model behind it. It's not necessarily this YT award. It's the model behind the pay approach of award show.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. That then let's us start with a whole difference. Let's forget about all the way the other people
that
are
won't happen
doing
because it's money. It's business. That's the part you are missing. It's money.
We are trying to promote the space. We are trying to create awareness. You see, so why don't you make it with a bank? No paying to vote. Just feel free votes and all that. I mean, unless there's something they are not telling us.
Here's my issue with the whole thing. When Ntamati came in the group, he said, it's not fair that we are focusing on just the awards. There's this thing happening, there's that thing happening, there's that thing happening, and the awards is just one part. And I said it in the last video. If you make the awards look so small in the whole event, how is the money we are paying so huge? That's my whole issue with the whole thing. You can't say, oh, it's just one part of the thing, it's just this and that and that and that, but then you are charging this amount of money for people to vote. It doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, so so guys, so we are let me see, we are oh god, we are 19 minutes into the video already, and I want to know now. This Ghana, I hope you.
Yes, I've restarted
stop
it.
Your video
I've restarted it.
Okay. Okay. So now that this award is here, I think it's here to stay. You can't fight the system no matter what. And I think what we are doing now will help them come up with stuff. They are going to shape the award better. So maybe this is the first year. Let's give them benefit of the doubt. Or what do you think? And what can we do since they are gaining? What can we also do to also gain? since this is a system, we have to try fighting it, but maybe we can't win. But what can we do to also gain?
On what you can do, I can think of two ways. Either you get yourself onto the organizing team and probably become an investor so that you get a part of the slice of money that comes at the end of the day, or you get nominated and you win.
So in this aspect, it's either you're for the system or against it, and then it's difficult being against systems. So for all of us to benefit from this, I think for me, when I'm nominated, I will just, ride along, enjoy the exposure it comes with, and then we move.
Well, being for or against the system, here's the thing. For me personally, here's the thing. If I get nominated, it will be nice, but I don't think I'll really promote it. I'm just being honest. I don't think I will really be a part of it, because as Nee said, I don't think we can stop it. But just like it's happening now, as a lot of people are excluding themselves, as we are saying, creators are not posting it. That's the route I will probably take in the future, because I'm not really an awards person. I don't really care about awards, But yeah, that's what I think I will do, because I think your awards can mess with your focus, man. That's my whole thing with creators. Awards can really mess with your brain, and it can really derail you if you're not careful. So that's the route I would take. Fighting the system, hey.
What do you think they should do to make everybody join? How should they organize it? Because the pay to vote thing is just a no-no, and the amount is too much. And voting alone to numbers game. So what can we do to solve these things?
So they need, from how I see it, just like I think Ghana mentioned, it has to be merit-based. How do other award shows do it? I think, was it recently I was reading how the Oscars, they do the awards, awarding movies and best picture and stuff like that, like those schemes. Those schemes do not involve people voting, but they have a set of people that go through whatever nominated videos or movies, and then based on certain criteria give marks accordingly, which they then tally and stuff like that. I think that is one way to go about dropping the money paying part. Again, that is also not a perfect system, and there's going to be issues related to it. In an ideal case, award things, maybe the whole idea of awards thing shouldn't exist in the first place, because whichever model I have seen so far has issues. There is one way or the other an issue with it. So maybe there shouldn't be an awards scheme, whatever thing, in the first place. Maybe.
But they have this Streamies Award. They are doing it right for YouTubers outside Ghana.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
So definitely we need something in the space, no matter what.
I don't know how they do that Streaming Awards, how it operates. I'm not sure how they do it. So maybe that can be something worth investigating and seeing how they do it to ensure that.
Yeah. So I think we should look into that, and maybe after the YT Awards, we come back to talk again.
Yeah, I think the stream is you apply and then they pick 5. They pick 5 of the ones they want, and they pick who they want. They pick them. I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Ghani.
On my side, I think what they can do better in the subsequent one is communication. As I mentioned in the previous video, when I was nominated, I wasn't contacted. That's the first thing. Secondly, a logo of mine, one of my logos was used to represent me.
It's not been changed.
It has still not been changed. I don't know. Maybe they expect me to contact them and tell them this is not my logo.
They are not listening to us.
Okay.
I've complained about that several, but nothing has been done.
Let me come
Countess
in.
Lady is still Countess Lady right now.
Okay, so I think I have an answer to that.
Okay.
So someone complained about that thing, that photo and wrong name and whatever, and they were like, the thing is on Instagram already. When they take it down, they are going to lose their likes and the comments. So,
Oh my God! Oh
So
my
they should
goodness!
have a wrong representation.
And so
they don't care
that-
about my identity. My identity doesn't
So
matter.
you guys understand. So you guys understand what the game they are playing.
that is
It's
what
not
Oh my
I
God.
do. So I'm just keeping that in Ghana and you can continue.
No, so that means they don't care
Yes.
about my identity. You know,
No,
Oh
no. They are using your identity to make money for
Because
themselves. You people
this
do not see
excuse,
what is happening.
people can get sued for misrepresenting people. If that's not my picture and you put it there, if you don't spell my name well,
Wow.
I can sue you for that. Now,
Take them to court if you think
no.
if you
I
think
think-
you have
so
a case.
can we stick to the advice for now?
okay. So I think they should.
Okay, I haven't said mine.
I'm not
so-
done yet. So the communication aspect, they should learn to communicate with us. I mean, this whole thing is about us. So if there is something that we feel has been neglected and we bring it to your attention, and Timothy came, he did not even touch on that aspect. He only touched on the one CD thing. But we mentioned a whole lot of things.
No, he came to advertise to remind you to go and register.
Yes, you see. So with
No, that's basically
with
why he
something
came.
like that, I don't know. As I said, I don't know. Maybe at the latter part, they may come and then send maybe a special notice or message to the nominees. But so far, I haven't been told anything officially that this is how it's going to be. Maybe you're coming with a second person, or we've been reserved a place for nominees to sit, or when you come, buga just sit anywhere. When you are mentioned, you just come. And all that kind of. You see, I want this to be like different from all award shows. Maybe there is a special sitting arrangement where nominees there, so that when they mention your name, you don't have to walk from the back, do catch all the way before getting your thing. They mention you just get up and go. Maybe it's early days, so I will just not say, I won't take them too much on that. But then the fact that my logo, some logo is still there, which is not the official logo I used. I mentioned this several times. I don't know if on the day of the award, that's the same logo they are going to project over there. I don't know. And then, as I said earlier, they shouldn't just project and the nominees are, then they put names there. They should do maybe a small feature, something. Let people know what this nominee is about. You get it? Maybe some small intro, be 10 seconds intro to let people know, because that is the way they can give us the exposure they are promising. And I'm a boy.
Yes, but the thing is, it's not about you. The event is not about you. It's about them and the pockets. You keep confusing that. It's not about
Alright.
you.
Okay, let's play. Before my camera dies.
Yeah. So for me, first of all, I think it's great that the YouTube space in Ghana is getting that kind of attention. First of all, that's what I think. My advice is this: let the Creator Festival be the YouTube Creator Festival. You can't say we are only focusing on award shows and then you are asking for so much when it comes to the award shows. Obviously, that's where our focus will be. If we are supposed to focus on the festival as a whole, which is a 3-day program with trips and all these things, you have to do the same thing. Hey.
Continue.
Have to do the same thing. You have to do the same thing. You can't say, because that's what one thing Atamati said, that it's not fair that we're focusing on awards. Listen, that's what we focus on, because that's where a lot of resources will come from the subscribers. They are the ones who are going to pay that one city. And so I think they should really like take the emphasis away from the awards, which will probably not happen. But they should focus on the festival more, and then we will do the same thing. If they do the same thing they're doing with the awards, we will also focus on the awards, and this thing will keep happening. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, guys, my advice will be they should communicate. Like I keep saying, people feel disrespected. That is why some of them are not posting. Okay, changing people's picture, people's logo, like. Yeah, Nigeria, you have to contact us. Then we'll give you our best shots. We'll go to Ghana and you'll take better photos. You understand?
You are using a logo I don't use for that purpose. I want my face there.
Anyway, so guys, if you are watching this, we have a Telegram platform. We have so many YouTubers there. If you're not a YouTuber, don't join. The system will detect you. We have a system called System Kofi. It will detect you and you'll be removed. If you're not a YouTuber, don't come. The link is in the description box. Make sure you follow all these creators. Ganya, Let's Play, Kofi. They are dope content creators. And Kofi, please, in case I win or my couple channel win, you take the award for us.
Well, that is assuming if I'm there in person.
I will drive to your house and come and pick you. You will go with me.
Oh, well, that's if you find me in the house.
We'll look for you. IGP
I likely won't be in Accra by then.
You.
I likely won't even be in Accra by then, so
oh my
you
God.
can try.
Kofi, you have to come. You have to come for the awards.
Yes, yes.
For what? Like, what do I get from it?
To collect my award from me.
To what?
But yo, I think one thing we also forgot about this whole thing is the fact that we all get to meet others and network. For me, that's the best thing about it. That's why I will go there.
Kofi, you meet your I can't mention names, but your sweethearts.
Yeah. You meet them.
Oh, I have plenty.
Yes, you meet them. You meet them.
Hey, sell out. Hey.
Anyway, guys, do you have any final thing to say?
Nah, I think I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also done.
I'm also good here.
All right. So, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys after the awards. Peace
Adios.
out.